Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the episode of Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. I'm gonna have to get used to saying Future Connected again. Well, again, but I say again, but I keep almost saying Xenoblade Chronicles 2 still. In the last episode, we made it here to the Bionis Arm, and this time we are going to be heading to a nearby cape. It isn't officially named yet, so I can't say the name of the cape. There's a lot of enemies that we've seen around the Bionis here, and a unique monster. Phlegmatic Jameer. He looks like he's just telling a bedtime story to all the other bunnets. I don't want to hurt him. But yeah, you saw we have wood bunnets, which we first saw around, I think, Colony 9. Machna X, which were in Machna Forest. Machna Ansel, which was in Machna Forest. These are here because, well, actually most of these are from Machna. And the reason these are here is because the Bionis shoulder, geographically on the Bionis, is located pretty much right next to Aerith Sea. And in the original game's files, its placement, like the cut areas placement, was right between Machna Forest and Aerith Sea. So it's implied that you were supposed to come here before Aerith Sea. Was probably cut for pacing. You'll need a special tool in order to mine here. I genuinely forgot about this. You need a tool to mine from ether deposits. However, this is for a good reason. Trust me.
Many bird people here.
Are there really? Only high Entia living here.
Oh there, strangers.
Oh, hello.
I see. You've had a rough time of it. However, I suggest you steer clear of Alchemoth. Even if you do somehow get there in one piece, don't expect the transporters to be running.
Oh? Why's that?
The thing that shot at you was no defense platform. It was a monster we've taken to calling the Fog King.
The Fog King?
Yeah. Suddenly showed up in Alchemoth a few months back.
From what I gather, you're from the Imperial Guard. Are the swords you carry just for show?
Taking a sword to it is folly. It laughs at our attacks. It's like hacking at smoke. Blows pass clean through it.
Must be Ghost. Ghost not shoot beams, dum-dum.
So that's why you call it the Fog King?
We fought in defense of our home. We were ready to die, and many of us did. But in the end, it won us nothing at all. The Fog King's attacks tore into us hard. Eventually, we gathered the High Entia and anyone else we found, and gave up the capital, so that we might live.
How awful.
My grieving heart belongs there. Our heartland, our capital. Yet I cannot even mourn it.
Maxis,
Huh? Yes?
please, you have to tell us how to get inside.
Shulk, be serious.
Boy, are you hard of hearing?
I heard you.
Then you should know better.
No matter the situation, we have to go. If I fix the junks, we can all leave this place. Then, once we're in Colony 9, we can make plans to retake Alchemoth.
No point.
Why not?
Shulk, do you think we took all that lying down?
Huh?
We're not stupid, you know. We did all we could. It's true. I want to go home. But that's a dream that won't come to pass, and it already cost too many lives.
Maxis.
I understand where you're coming from. Still, I have to be blunt with you. Let it go.
Now what?
Judging from the speech, I can't see us convincing him.
So this means we're stuck here?
Quite a predicament, Empress Melia.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I humbly beg your pardon. Gelgar, at your Majesty's service. Formerly of the Personal Protection Division of the Alchemoth Guard Regiment.
Is that so? Then the pardon is mine to beg, Sir Gelgar. And please, dispense with the Majesty.
Perish the thought, your Majesty. The recent war has rid us of the wicked purebloods. A new age dawns, and we half-breeds are chosen for its caretakers. With you, Lady Melia, as our shining paragon, I cannot but address you as Majesty.
I have no patience for wheedling. Especially from knaves who spit on their ancestors.
I would never dream of doing such. I merely spoke plain truth, no more.
As you wish. But the Majesty address is burdensome to me.
If you absolutely insist. Until you deign to acquiesce, Lady Melia will have to suffice.
So kind, Sir Gelgar.
Make no mention of it, Lady Melia.
Sir Gelgar, we really need to get to Alchemoth, no matter what.
Ah yes, I have heard your exchange with Maxis. Hindering the Empress's triumph. A narrow-minded fool, if ever there was one. To begin the authentication process, one must raise their hand to the transporter. The device is configured in such a way that only some of the High-Entier in this land and the Imperial family may pass. Hence, Lady Melia should not have the slightest issue activating it.
A similar mechanism to the tombs, then?
That's our ticket into Alchemoth.
Yes.
Tasty news! Friend Gelgar is good friends! Kind thanks, Birdmister.
Not at all. I am but a humble servant in Lady Melia's employ. If it not displease my ladyship too grossly, may I offer you my companionship on your journey? I have a modicum of skill with the blade. Please rest assured.
I appreciate the offer, but must refuse. We do not lack for strength.
Indeed. A great shame. Should the need arise, I shall remain ready to serve.
Certainly. By the way, Sir Gelgar, this outpost appears to consist of naught but soldiers. Where might all the other refugees reside?
They dwell beyond the Grandel ramparts, which lie below this point.
They live at a remove from you, then?
Yes, because of the Machina who live there.
What do you mean?
Might you have forgotten? When the war broke out, it was the Machina's treachery that lit the fuse. Were it not for them, we needn't have lost our brethren and our home.
You couldn't stand the Machina and thus moved away?
Precisely.
But the war is concluded, Sir Gelgar.
Some simply cannot let go so easily.
Melia, shall we go see for ourselves?
Ah, yes. Very well. Sir Gelgar, We will take our leave of you now.
Do please take care of yourselves. You'll find passage to the capital through the Cragmore Caverns.
Sir Gelgar, thanks for this.
See friend later. Please to be extra careful of self.
The same to you all.
You can buy weapons and armor in shops to help your journey go smoother. In this chapter of your adventure, you will not find armor among the spoils for defeating monsters, but you may find weapons that differ from what shops have on offer. There's no lack of people having problems on the Bionis shoulder. Through completing the quests they give you, you'll obtain rewards such as money and equipment and new color variations suitable for use as cosmetics. That's true, this is your way of getting new armor. You have to do quests to get it. And shop. Hello there, how would you feel about assisting me in my research? Come now, don't make those faces. It's an easy task, I swear. I'll take the grimace as a happily, ma'am, shall I? See, I've developed this tool for exploiting ether deposits, a common ether pick, if you will, and I'd like you to test it out. You're still looking uncertain. Struck dumb by my apparent genius? Oh, of course, you're used to being able to mine ether deposits on the Bionis with run-of-the-mill tools, aren't you? Well, that won't work here on the Bionis shoulder. The deposits are too dense, so you need a specialized implement, i.e. this. Previous iterations of the ether pick were pretty heavy machinery, though requiring training and a license to operate. So to cut through the rigmarole, I looked into developing one that even lay people like you could use right from the off. What is this British slang? I don't like it. If you prove me right, I'll even let you keep it once you're done. How about that? How about that? How about it? Oh, you'll do it? Well, that's just grand. See, I made the thing, so it wouldn't mean anything if I only tested it myself, thanks. I used to have an assistant helping me, but they seemed dissatisfied for some reason and ran off before I knew it. God, I wonder why. Just mosey on up to an ether deposit, heft the common ether pick, and use it to give the deposit a good whack. Do let me know when you get on. No problem, leave it to me. With Mr. Shulk here, we'll be finishing quick snap. Only because you've got my back, Nene. True, okay. Now we can actually do the quest. According to Caranel, I just heft the pick and give the ether deposit a good whack. Alright, let's see what the common ether pick can do for us. Huh? Was that supposed to happen? Broken ether pick. Maybe it's malfunctioned. We should let Caranel know about this. I don't like her name. It's hard to say. Thanks for that. I have to say, I didn't expect it to break so easily, though. Right, give it here for a minute. I see. So the problem is durability, alright. That was obvious. Due to the high ether density on the Bionis shoulder, it seems it crystallizes into a form that's perfect for gems. Just reinforcing the pick isn't likely to improve the yield in practice. Thank you all. This has been a valuable learning opportunity. I feel like I can take my research to the next level now. I did want you to have the common ether pick as thanks, but now that it's broken, it won't really do, will it? Well, that's too bad. I'll just have to give you the old retail model instead. Like I said, it's got its kinks, so it requires a trained hand, but it's better than nothing, right? You should be able to use it to harvest decently high purity gems from all around the shoulder. Saves you time crafting. I really like that. I really like that there's a retail model, and she's acting like it's such a, big new invention. As you progress through the story, you may be able to obtain a more efficient ether pick. Don't worry about that right now, that's a while away. But, on the Bionis shoulder, you just collect gems, not the crystals to make them. We're already getting level 3 gems from here. We got Arts Heal, HP Up, and Damage Heal, which aren't awful. Hamlin. It's like Hamlin, but worse. I know it is no business of mine to be asking outsiders, but would you consider assisting us with a hunt? Some of our people sustained injuries while out in the last one, leaving us somewhat short-staffed. Could you go into more detail? Go down from here in the direction of the lake, and you'll arrive at Navir Highland. There you should find some Machna X. We were able to lure them out with bait not long ago. Would it trouble you to defeat them and collect some X Iron Hearts for us? Once you finish, be sure to lay some bait to the west of Navir Highland. They won't congregate if we don't coax them out, and our hunters could do with the assistance. X are quite partial to rainbow carrots. It would spare us a great deal of effort if you were to find some for us. That's a lot of stuff we have to do for the Rudra hood and the Rudra jacket. We can do this much later. Recommended level is 62. Since we're in casual mode, I'd say that's about, like, 20 levels lower. Defeat Magna X at Navir Highland and collect 4 X Iron Hearts. That's not a big deal. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could find the time. So, for quests like this, I'm going to primarily be doing them completely separately. And I'm also not going to be reading, like, all the dialogue for the quests. I'll mostly just be going over the requirements for them, and then just doing them when we find them.
Hey.
If you come here across Navir Highland, then you must have met those ether-based... I speak of the common monsters composed entirely of ether, the nebula. Must be at least 2 points they're spawning from. Concerned, when these organisms gather, they create a strong ether field that attracts other monsters. That's just not true gameplay-wise. If you haven't seen them spawn yourself, it's possible there's some prerequisite to it happening that we're not aware of. Basically just exterminate water and wind elementals. We can find these at Navir Highland. Navir Highland is where a lot of things are going to be. As a sister, I'd prefer that he not put himself in harm's way. I'm sorry to trouble you all, and I hope you understand this is for the common good. Fortune be with you. No problem, leave it to me. With Mr. Shulk here, we'll be finishing Quick Snap. But this time it's not because you've got his back, Nene. Is there any other quests here? That guy might have one. I don't know. He's a little far off to be given a quest, I think, but we'll see. Either way, it's good to collect these items along the path. Because there is a Collectopedia for here. It's a good idea to do that.
How's it going?
Lend me your ears a minute, will you? The Telethia are pure-blooded High-Entia transformed into monstrous shape. Their faces in those final moments still haunt my dreams sometimes. And somewhere in a corner of my heart, I feel gratitude for whichever of my ancestors made my blood impure. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure why I just told you all that. I guess you just struck me as good listeners is all. Perhaps it's just that you're the first strangers I've met in a while. Yeah, that's depressing. There's something I like about the way the High-Entia are. Not that I like, because they're racist, the majority of the... Well, the majority of the pure-blooded ones were racist. We didn't really talk to a lot of them because they were NPCs and they weren't required, and I didn't talk to NPCs. But Galgar especially is a very realistic example of what interacting with a real racist is like. They just bring it up casually. And then when they're called out on it, they're like, oh no, stop. We have quiet moments in Future Connected. These are the replacement for heart-to-hearts. Let's view this first one. Get to know each other. Investigate an icon to view the corresponding quiet moment. Any quiet moments are in the collectible menu, whatever. All grown up. Sure. This gives some awful lore.
Brother, sister pon. Hope they're not giving Mama pon too much trouble buckets.
Nene, there you are.
Something the matter?
Kino's been looking for you. Something about stubbing his toe?
Little pon never change. Nene will rub back later and go, there, there.
You're a good sister, Nene. Or maybe more like a mum. By the way, what were you doing out here, Nene?
Nene been reminiscing about Frontier Village. Tiny bit.
I see. So, that's where you were living before?
Yep. In past, Nene always adventure into Magna Forest with Brother Sisterpon and climb trees every day.
I assume you were the responsible one then?
That silly question. Nopon boys all good for nothing lazy bones. It all too much for Mama Pon to handle, so Nene have to help take care of Brother Sisterpon and Dadapon awful lot.
I wonder what Ricky would have to say to that.
Dadapon, after he'd chosen for Village Hero Pon and set off on great adventure with Mr. Shulk, house become total pigsty, hungry little pon underfoot everywhere.
Wow, I had no idea. Wait, was this after Ricky joined us? So that must mean...
Yep, before Nene became friends with Mr. Shulk and friends here, we actually met 1 year ago back in Frontier Village. Dadapon, stomach rumbly rumbly. Dadapon, need food. Dadapon, give grub.
You're kidding? I'm sorry. I feel kind of bad about this now. Though, in my defense, you've really grown. It's almost like you're a whole different Nopper.
In Nopon biology, aged between 10 and 15 often experience growth spurt. That why, when compare Nene now and Nene 1 year ago, it not too surprising if not realize they the same person.
It's still quite a surprise. I never knew that a Nopon could grow that much in a single year.
Now Mr. Shulk can rely on post-growth spurt Nene more than ever.
We can always count on Nopon. Us Homs could learn a lot from you.
But Nene have these moments lately when get teeny bit lonely. Poor Hum-Hum. Mr. Shulk, such chowhound.
I don't think that was me.
Nene prepared some grub, too sweet. Now, Mr. Shulk, go call Kino and Miss Melia and tell to wash up.
Really, that's... We thought she was so grown up for always taking care of Kino. But really, she's just a kid. No wonder she's lonely.
Mr. Shulk, something happened? Tell me too rumbly to move, or what?
Wait, I've got it.
Mama?
I'll round up all the others. Then after, we can all chip in with a meal. It'll be more fun that way.
Mr. Shulk would not say no.
They keep saying 1 year ago whenever they flash back, but in reality, Future Connected takes place 1 year and 6 months after Zanza died. We know this from extra material from, I believe, the Xenoblade Chronicles secret files from the original Japanese release of the game. It took 6 months for Fiora's body to regenerate, and we see her body in the epilogue, and she's a Homs again, so yeah. I'll link in the description if I remember, and if I don't remember, please say in your comment and just remind me. I will link in the description a Chugga Conroy video that goes over that little bit of information, because he made an entire video basically about only that. There's a lot of things like that in the base game that I didn't go over that I would like to go over eventually. For example, oh my god. Can't go without the Anzels, even when it's an entirely different part of the game. There's a lot of things that I didn't go over in the base game that I would like to go over throughout the course of Future Connected. Another thing I really want to talk about, actually, is a heart-to-heart on the Fallen Arm. Not the one I already talked about. Well, I don't know if I actually talked about it, I can't remember, but there is one in front of the Black Wreckage where Dunban talks to Melia about Mumkar and how he was before Sword Valley. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about one on the Fallen Arm where Ricky adopts Shulk. Or he offers to adopt Shulk. It's so adorable, and it's my headcanon that it actually happens, but it doesn't make sense because Shulk doesn't know Kino and Nene, and he doesn't know that they met them before yet at this point. But I wish it was canon, because it's adorable. I have a lot of stuff like that in my head. Like, Ricky adopted Shulk and Melia, as far as I'm concerned. And you know what? Why not? He adopted Rhine, and he just adopted the whole party. Because literally nobody in the party has parents for some reason in the main game. I mean, we only learn about Shulk's parents and Dunban and Fiora's parents. We don't know anything about Rhine's parents, don't know anything about Charlotte's parents other than that they're dead. So I guess Ricky adopted all of them. That's canon now. A lot of the enemies we need to fight for those quests in the Companion Cape are right around here, so I'm going to cut this out while I just fight a bunch of them. We have to beat, I believe, 4 Wind Elementals and 3 Machna X, and those are all around here, so yeah. If you ever need enemies to respawn, this goes for Future Connected and the base game, you can just save and reload. This is very helpful for grinding gems in the base game, and it's very helpful for just clearing side quests in this game, in Future Connected. You know what? Why not? While I'm just grinding these X and the Nebula, I'll go over Monado Eater. I went over Monado Armor in the last episode, but I guess I just didn't think Monado Eater warranted going over. Monado Eater is an interesting art, but it's kind of worthless. What it does is it removes all buffs on enemies, inflicts a small amount of ether damage, and inflicts bleed. It's not awful, but it's not something that ever really comes in handy. I keep getting just regular chests from these X, and it's not giving me enough stuff. I got the last Iron Heart, so that's good. Then we have to go, I believe, all the way up there, and oh no, we can just place the bait here. Nice. Looks like this is the place. True. Okay. What do we have to do now? I don't know. I didn't check it in time. There is something you can do for story quests where you can set them as active, and then you'll have a path leading to them in the on the compass. This is very helpful if you're doing all the side quests, which we are. To return to Hamlin. Okay, we'll do that after we clear out the last nebula. Monado Eater, ironically, is actually pretty nice against these nebula because it does ether damage. Ether damage does more to nebula than physical art, so yeah. Or you could just use Kino and Melia against them. What just locked on? Oh, wouldn't you know it, it's the same guy. What is he doing? What? He's just flying and he hasn't done a single thing. I feel kind of bad now. That was just funny. Okay. We're not going to do all the water elementals yet since we're not there, but we are going to return to Hamlin, I mean, because nothing can be simple in this video game. I just went to the wrong place. Oh, we have another quest now. During the day. Need something? If you do, well, I'm busy. Can it wait? Oh, no, wait, I spoke too soon. Actually, I would like to ask you to perform some tasks for me. I would not normally reach out to strangers such as yourself, but there is a limit to what I can achieve myself. I've received requests for assistance from some of the younger companions, and I'd like you to resolve their issues. They should not prove too difficult, yet the volume of work was high, so I was feeling quite harried. Could you go into more detail? Kino wanting to ask too. First Gwyneth's request, which pertains to gathering plump wildgrass. It has gotten rarer lately, hence the task of picking it is more taxing than it once was. Second, Fatalis's job of winnowing the praying caterpillar population. These in turn grew more and more numerous until their numbers needed culling. Thirdly, the request from Loban, tasked to handle a number of noble brogs. Okay, no, that's too bad. The plump wildgrass is probably going to be the hardest part there. Okay. That's fine. Where is Hamlin? I'd be able to find him easier if I had the right quest right now. Hunting help. He only comes out at night. Good to know. You've returned with the X Iron Hearts. Okay. Quest complete, finally. Deliver the X Iron Hearts to Hamlin. Some of them are sure to be cured and stored for later. And we got the Rudra hood and the Rudra jacket. These are named after one of the replica Monados you can get in the base game that I didn't get. This is my favorite one. Not only does it have agility up 2, which on Shulk is going to be really good, he's basically going to be our Dunban in this playthrough, just because having agility up is so useful, especially when you can't have visions. So yeah, getting the rest of the Rudra outfit is going to be really nice, and it's probably going to be what we're using for the rest of the game. While we're here, I guess we can give him RTL 3, we'll give Nene HP up 3, and we don't have any more gems. I thought we got 3 gems, but I guess not. Okay. We can get more right now. It's another good thing about saving and reloading. You can get more gems from deposits you've already collected from. Got another RTL 3. Let's just get it so he heals his full HP. I'll give HP up 2 to Kino, and Melia's just on her own there. Okay. I've already been recording for 35 minutes. I don't know how much of it has actually gotten in the episode. We have a lot of stuff to do for quests. Okay, well, we're not going to be doing that now. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, we are going to be going to Alchemoth, I guess. See you guys then.